What is going on, guys? It's Justin from the J Media back with another video. So if you guys have been up to date in the last few vlogs, you would know that most recently I sold one of my cars, the 2010 Mitsubishi Lancer RAR Sportback. And while that car, I've only had it for a year, I decided that I wanted to get something else, and this is what this video is about. Okay, so let's recap back to 1 year ago. So I have been in a pretty blessed position to be able to own quite a few nice cars. And you guys know I've always been a huge fan of JDM cars. What that means is, growing up in Singapore, big part of the JDM culture are like Hondas and Mitsubishis. And that's what I've only owned for all my cars. So as of last year, around this time, we had the Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo show build, the 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT, the black one. You guys don't see too much, but it's my show car. I don't really drive it much, but I mainly take it to car shows around Texas. We have the Honda S2000. So that red Honda S2000 has been a dream car of mine for quite a few years, and I was fortunate enough to be able to pick it up about a year and a half back. So pretty fortunate, slowly modifying that car, and like I said, that is pretty much a big full build, just like my Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo build. The goal was to be able to have that car at car shows with some nice quality parts, as well as be able to drive it on a nice spirited run or go for a nice track day. So that's the goal of that car, the S2000. And then we also had the white Honda Civic Si, my 2008 Honda Civic Si FG2. So that car was my daily driver for a while. I had it for about 3 years, and same thing, modified the car to my taste, gave my flair on it. And that was kind of my backup daily driver after a while when I got the RAR Sportback. So quite frankly, that car was sitting. I only really drive it when I need a backup daily driver, or family members come to town to visit. So sometimes it goes months without driving. Sure, same for my show built Lancer GT, but that car just means too much to me to part ways with it. So yeah, my Civic Si just been sitting for a while. And then the fourth car that I did add on was the 2010 Mitsubishi Lancer RAR Sportback. That was kind of a random decision to pick up in August last year. A fellow subscriber of mine actually hit me up, said car was for sale. It was a one owner car, super low mileage, super min, has some power upgrades. My wife told me to sell the SI before I buy it, but just picked it up, and pretty much for a year, that's the most cars I've ever owned. Before that, the longest time, I've always had 2 cars, ending on the 3rd car, ending on a 4th car. It was quite a lot, but having quite a few cars, while it's fun and nice to have different cars to rotate, it also means some cars are sitting and not really being driven. So yeah. Okay, and fast forward to this year. So I made the decision to sell not 1 but 2 of my cars. The Civic Si was the first car to go, and that car I sold back in May. I think it was early May 2023. I haven't even posted it up for sale, but I just posted it on a Facebook group. It's one of those Facebook pages that says post a photo of your car. I did, and I had quite a few people DM me. And this guy actually, came down all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. He made a cashier's check in my name for the asking price. I honestly wasn't even sure if that car's going to sell right away, but he came down in a few days, gave me a cashier's check, drove the car back, I think 17 hours back to Georgia from Austin, Texas. So pretty insane. He really wanted the car. It's a great car, in great condition, low miles, fresh paint. So he also liked the modifications I put on there. I did put on some quality parts, like the Race 57DR Gram Light wheels, some Mugen goodies, some Spoon goodies, Cybon carbon fiber bits, HFP body kits. So he really liked the mods done to it, but he just wanted to give his flair. So yeah, he came all the way down. That car sold in May. And then I also was debating on selling my RAR because quite frankly, that's another car that I wanted to buy, and this car is quite a big boy purchase, so I have to let go of 2 cars. So the RAR Sportback, I didn't really have to sell it, and if I did fetch the price I kind of wanted, it's great. If not, I could always keep it. That just means the car I want to get has to wait for a little longer. But yeah, I just put it up for sale. Quite frankly, a lot of Evo 10 groups and pages, people are laughing at me because the price I was asking was pretty high. Again, this car is super low miles. At the time when I sold it, I think it had 34,000 original miles for 2010. Really mint inside and out. I'm the second owner, you know. So, and this car also has bumped up power because it's an upgraded bigger turbo. You know, all the cheap intercooler racing, intercooler, all the bits and pieces for the upgraded turbo. Also has an upgraded Cosmos transmission, the dual clutch SST transmission, so it can handle more horsepower. And that car made about 300 wheel horsepower and 300 plus torque. So definitely a fun wagon. And the fact that these RAR Sportbacks, they don't make much of them at all. From my research, seems like they only made about 300 in North America, both in US and Canada. So I've never seen one personally before I bought mine. If you see a Sportback, it's probably a Lancer Sportback. With this being the RAR, it is turbo and all-wheel drive, so it's rare and hard to come by. Plus, this one has super low miles, mint condition, and, you know, bumpy power. So, you know, some guys are bashing it, like I said, because they thought my price was close to an Evo price. But if you're looking for a car, you know, like a wagon, you really can't really find an Evo wagon. This is the closest to it. So eventually, it didn't sell to Facebook Marketplace, but I put it up on this website called Cars and Bids. It's kind of like bring a trailer, but you don't pay a fee. So it's an auction. You put it up for sale. It's free to list your car on there. Take a bunch of photos, modifications list, all that good stuff. And there's 7 days for the auction to go live. People bid on the car. And I set a reserve price, which means there's a minimum amount. If it doesn't go above it, car won't sell. So when auction ended, it got pretty close to the price. It didn't hit reserve. And I thought the car wasn't going to sell. But the Cars and Bids, you know, website reached out to the highest bidder and asked, would you like to meet this price? So eventually, long story short, car sold. And again, another out-of-state sale. The owner of this car kind of lives close by Nashville, Tennessee. Instead of flying down, we talked on the phone, and he had this car transported all the way up to Tennessee. Otherwise, it would have been a 13-hour drive from Austin, Texas. But yeah, the car is there now. So yeah, my SI is in Georgia, my RAR Sportback is in Tennessee, my cars are all around the US now, and that leaves the most important question: what do I plan to get next? What's the plans? Do I plan to daily drive the S2000? Do I plan to get something else? So let's talk about that. So yeah, the plan is, being a JDM guy, I still plan to stick with something Japanese and JDM, but I was thinking, I kind of want something, you know, again, you guys might think I'm getting older and lame, but for a daily driver, I still like something fun, you know, and I've always wanted to get something like a luxury car. So next car I'm thinking is kind of like a sports luxury, something where it's comfortable. Honestly, my wife is scared to ride along in all of my cars because they're loud, they're stiff, you know, and I kind of want something a little comfortable that she feels comfortable riding in. But if I punch it and it needs a little bit of power, you know, it can have power and have fun as well. So yeah, I was considering quite a few options. Let me give you guys some clues. I don't think I really want to reveal what I want to get, but this car is a sports luxury. That's your first clue. The second clue would be it is a rear-wheel drive car. Let's see what else. What are other clues I can give you? This car is 2 doors. It's a coupe. It's a V8. I have never owned any V8. And horsepower wise, from the factory, it makes about 400 plus horsepower. So yeah, like I said, I was considering a lot of options, and this car has been a car that I kind of have wanted a while back, before quite a few of my other car purchases. It was actually the 4-door version, something similar, but I decided, you know, why not pull the, you know, possibly get this car. I have never test driven one. I've seen them once in a while. They're not very common. And the plan is I'll be test driving one pretty soon. So fingers crossed, if everything works out, you guys will see a different video on us picking up the new car. But I was thinking about it the other day. My daily drivers over the years have definitely progressed and leveled up. Back in the day, if you guys are OG subscribers, I started off having my first daily driver as my 1999 Honda Civic EX Coupe. That car, horsepower wise, from the factory makes about less than 100. It says 127 horsepower to the crank, but when you do it to the wheel, you're looking at about 90 something, 80 something horsepower, so less than 100 horsepower. And then we progress to something like an Acura RSX, making around 100 plus horsepower. And then we progress to the Civic Si, which makes about 200 plus horsepower. And then we progress to my Mitsubishi Lancer Ralliart, which makes about 300 plus horsepower. And then here we are, leveling up another 400 plus horsepower car. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So if you guys have any guesses, leave in the comment section below what you think it is. This car I'll be looking for is going to be pre-owned. It's going to be used just because the new ones are pretty expensive. And yeah, pretty much my Civic Si as well as Mitsubishi Lancer Ralliart money, the funds from those sale of those two cars going towards this car, and you know, I'll be adding some cash on top for it. But yeah, we'll see. I have scheduled to take a look at one of these cars. I am pretty specific. This is a specific color I want, specific spec I want. If the color that I want doesn't work out, then this is certain like interior color I want and everything. So I'm pretty detailed. It was the same for my S2000. If you guys, you know, have been following that, you know, getting that car, I was pretty picky. I wanted the S2000 in the red color, new Formula Red. So, you know, search around and finally got it. So I hope you guys are excited for a new build on channel. If you guys are new, make sure to leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And you guys might guess what it is, leave in the comment section below. Let me know. Thank you, and we'll see you guys in the next one.